Thanks for checking out Symphony on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.
In Benue, in Taraba and in Nasarawa State, over 1 million people have been displaced. Property, food, and farms worth billions of naira have been destroyed in Benue, in Nasarawa and Taraba States. In these three states, especially where the Tiv people exist, there is no assurance of a safe day for anyone in sight. The truth of the matter is that the Nigerian state is failing Nigerians. We have a skewed national security architecture. We seem to be losing the battle against insecurity. And even the regional security outfits that exist in parts of the country and other self-help groups are also failing. In fact, in many places, they are complicating the issues. But it is quite clear to every person who is observing that Boko Haram, armed bandits, and armed Fulani herdsmen are coalescing into one. And this is a lot of danger for the country. The three groups are becoming one. And it is quite dangerous because the federal government seems to be acquiescing and we think even supporting what they are doing. But the insecurity in this country is also tied to the Nigerian livestock challenge. Because of growing population, environmental stress, and economic realities, it is quite clear that the practice of moving with the cow up and down the country is very obsolete and inefficient. We cannot continue with that practice. The Nigerian herders are mere middlemen in the international cattle trade. They are not breeding. They are just buying cows from other parts, moving them across the country. Once they finish selling them, they go back and buy and start moving again. Because they are not breeding, the cattle industry in the country is not growing. Blood and ancestral lands are the main subsidies of nomadic pastoralism. That means that Nigerians are subsidizing nomadic pastoralism with their blood and their ancestral lands. The Nigerian livestock challenge can only be resolved if nomadic pastoralism is stopped, because the ratio of humans to cattle shows a deficit that is too wide to be closed by nomadic pastoralism. Your Eminence, there are about 200 million Nigerians or so by current estimates. When you look at the cattle population, they hover around 20 million. That's a huge deficit. And you cannot close this deficit if you are just moving with cattle up and down. You are not breeding. We see the Fulani in the center of the type of challenges we are having. The Fulanis, as of now, depend on three breeds of cattle: the Bunaji, the Bokoloji, and the Rihaji. These are very poor breeds. As you move about with them in the bush, they cannot multiply because they feed on low grass, they walk long distances, and they reach the slaughter age only after 3 to 4 years. Yet the Fulanis monopolize the livestock industry. And because they do this, they deny the country of economic benefits in jobs, in the beef value chain, and in revenues that would have come from the sale of hides and skin, dairy products, and the hay industry. The Fulanis are merely, and this is our considered opinion, they are merely riding on the back of the cow to grab lands that do not belong to them for the Fulani of the whole world. What is the Tiv position? Your Eminence, we believe that we have made a lot of contributions to this country as minorities. And our position is not different from the position of many other Nigerian minorities. Our people are predominantly crop farmers, and they reside in several states of the Federation: Benue, Taraba, and Nasarawa, to be specific. Of course, they are in other states too. But we are worried that the narrative of insecurity in the country sometimes is skewed against us. We are worried that Fulani herdsmen have continued to attack Benue, Taraba, and Nasarawa incessantly, and while they attack, they send our people away from their ancestral lands and stay on these lands.